You are a danger.
Context for the video. Diego suggested that objectivists are the only people that can love, and that his wife is not an objectivist. My hypothesis is that his wife loves him. Therefore, he must be wrong that only objectivists can love. I simply wanted a response to a logical inconsistency with no emotions. Promptly, hilariously, right after that, I left to attend a social interaction. I'm not going to specify what it was, because I don't give my life away like Diego does. But I went to do something social, came back, and then helped him with his chat, not knowing I was insulted while I was away.
What is something about the human condition that most people seem like they have no control over, that we experience every day? Let me know in chat. This is where chat has to participate. What is something going on that Wiley experiences all the time that he seems to have no control over? He actually does not have any control over this. What is the one thing? It's like a 15-second delay. I will not tolerate more than a 15-second delay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. Oh, either I'm on like a minute-long delay or no one's answering. Well, the answer is emotions. Ooh, that's good. Emotions are also outside of your control. That's how it seems. So there's something inside your mind that drives you. It's who you are. Your passions, your loves, your fears, your hate, your determination. Your emotions are part of you. They drive everything about you, seemingly, but you don't control them. So emotions are put into a category not of the subject, but of the intrinsic. What is the delay? Type X when I count down. I want to just hit X and enter. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, X. Let me know what the delay is. I need to know what the delay is. I'll restart the stream if the delay is like 5 hours. Did my internet die? I don't know. I get worried about these things. Sitting here ranting to myself. X, 57. 20-second delay. Okay, cool. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Thank you very much. Given you're an OS without reading anything, I have read stuff. Existing University, I'll make this real blunt. I will ban you if you keep this crap up. Really, don't misrepresent me. We're gonna go through this again because you are a rational person. So you had to type out, given you're an OS without reading anything. You did that on purpose to inflame me, which you're getting right now. You are pushing the button, and I'll just simply ban you. I don't care about you. I don't know why you do this. Something about you is just emotional. There's no reason to you. It's just pure emotion. Justin, if you want an example of someone who acts on emotion, that's this guy right here. And I've known of him for like 5 years and hasn't grown up at all. At all. Period. His social skills they're completely retarded. Just dumb. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way. Unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. I don't want someone that wants to punish themselves around me, and I don't want someone that wants to punish me for their own gratification. This is weird. I don't know why you do this. You can, and it's not like you're speaking off the cuff on voice. You're typing things out, right? I guess the one excuse is if you're doing voice to text and you're driving a car. You know why I know that? Because I do that all the time. That I can get. That I can get. Given you're an OS that without reading anything, of course I didn't read anything. Yep. I only think you are because you think you are. That doesn't even make sense. Did your brain really think that made sense in any way in reality? And only think you are because you think you are. Who are your teachers that taught you this crap? Can't people that aren't OS but narrow? What? No, non-objectivists can't love. They just can't love. And you can never improve yourself to improve other people. I don't improve myself for my wife, and my wife does not. She's learning not to improve herself for me. Yes, she's learning to, because she's far from an objectivist, right? Even 10 years, not even close. She is learning to be selfish and to improve her. It makes me happy as a secondary consequence. And then when I'm happy, it makes her happy. It's a cyclical, self-feeding system of values. My wife called me today. She's currently on vacation. And she knows that I'm a guy, if I could be sexist about it. And within 10 seconds of her calling me and saying, I miss you, I tell her, I love you, I miss you too, I'm done. I found my wife on a porn site. You know, went on an adult friend finder. There she was, and there I was. We're just looking to, bang noodles. And then we met up, and we saw Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, and that was it. We were like, all right, cool. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. Oh God, his name, Tal Safani, the current, I think he's the CEO of the Ayn Rand Institute. I forget his exact, or the chairman. I don't know the difference between these positions, but Tal Safani, dude, get a regular American name, please, for good Lord. Can you just rename just become Mike or Bob? Tal Safani does happiness. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose. Especially whenever Dan Norton streams, so the world doesn't have to. Oh, come on. Leave Dan alone. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose. Like, on a stream when you ask Yarn Brook a certain question and you'll spend 20 minutes fighting with a troll? That's how you stun lock Yarn Brook. I just stun locked myself. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. I mean, you and a few ones like Michael, Rozzy, and James. Ooh, James. Which James? Inductica James? Inductica James is a rationalist. Ooh. He is not a full objectivist. He disagrees with Leonard Peikoff's view on the induction of knowledge, the theory of the spiral movement of knowledge, and Peikoff's presentation of induction as a tool of gaining knowledge. Ooh, James Elias, right? Is that who it is? James has an annoying habit of cutting people off when they're trying to speak. He does that a lot, and that kind of bothers me. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. I mean, honestly, objectivist dudes usually just focus on having an opinion, not on their own lives. I remember I started to notice that because you pointed something like that out. Oh, yes, I think here's the thing. If I want to know about objectivism qua the philosophy, I'll listen to Ayn Rand or Leonard Peikoff. I'm not going to listen to Rucka Ali on it. You shouldn't listen to me on... You should listen to me on it. I'm not going to listen to Mark Pellegrino on... I'm not going to listen to objectivism as a philosophy from anyone but the two masters of it. You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way, unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. Even on today's the UK Arcucks objectivist stream, would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way. Unless you're antagonistic on purpose, which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. As I tell Michael Leibowitz, he can't read, I can't spell, so there you go, Mike. Which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. It is odd. I'm gonna keep it at A just for masochistic punishment because it turns me on. Which means you're either you're a sadist or a masochist, and either personality is not somebody I want in my life. Oh, hey man, have a good day. Hey, I got a question for you. Hey, what's the difference between a black guy and a watermelon? And I want to see their internal hamster running. Like, I'm explicitly asking a question to elicit a visual emotional response. This is completely selfish because they are expecting something racist, right? You would know that in relationships with certain people, you act a certain way. Unless you're antagonistic on purpose. My sloppy presentations, because I'm entertaining, and you don't mind my possible inaccuracies, but you enjoy this back and forth with a live Kantian meat puppet. So I am providing you with some value. So sure, I'll answer you. What Diego will be? I'll put on my blackface and dance and eat chicken for you, right? I'll be your minstrel. You know. Yes, Massa. No problem, Massa. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay. I haven't broke 650 people in 4 years. You know, if I was answering a question from Vagard or Mert Torin, then I would definitely, throw them aside and do this. But anyway, let's see if I can do that in the next decade. Okay.